You know, 20 years ago, NASA launched the Cassini probe to study Saturn, its rings, its moons.
I love this stuff. After nearly 500,000 images of the ringed planet, Cassini's mission is coming to an end in spectacular fashion. Rich Marriott has a special guest to talk about what this means. Hey, Rich.
Hello. Yeah, well, they've been orbiting Saturn. It took 7 years to get to Saturn, and they've been orbiting Saturn for the last 13 years, transmitting back valuable data to scientists. But tomorrow, those same scientists are planning on crashing Cassini into Saturn. So this is kind of interesting. Dr. Thomas Zurbachen from NASA's JPL joins us down from Southern California. And good morning, Dr. Zurbachen. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Good morning.
So the question is, we've got an operating spacecraft. Why are we crashing it into the planet?
Right. Well, we're running out of fuel, Rich. So we, flew a really successful mission. And when we go look at these moons and kind of adapt the trajectory, right? Every time we do that, we use some fuel and we're coming to an end. And so basically what we're doing is taking the rest of the fuel in a way that really gets us the maximum amount of science and also actually gets the spacecraft out of the way so we don't accidentally impact on none of these really exciting places that we discovered, especially Enceladus and Titan.
Well, and you've been in what's been called the grand finale, I think, since April, where you've actually been taking the spacecraft inside of the rings of Saturn in its orbit, which you were really concerned whether or not it would survive that. What have you learned just from this portion of the mission?
Well, so there's a lot of new science that came from that, new views of the moons, but also the rings, right? We really saw this, flying through these inside gaps. We saw the rings from new perspectives, and then also looking at the planet, of course, really looking at the structure of the upper atmosphere there of this planet. We saw that as well. And so just extremely new and exciting viewpoints and science that otherwise we couldn't have done. That's what happened in the last just few weeks and months, yeah.
And now as it takes the final plunge tomorrow, you get that very last data back from it. Do scientists have any idea what they hope to learn from that?
That's a really good question. I'm doing many presentations in my job, and so I have some stand-in slides, right? So we've never been that close to that type of planet, right? And so really what we're going to do is of course scoop up what we can, really look at, with the instruments that we have, the final measurements, and then locking the antenna back to the Earth, really looking at getting the data down, and eventually, of course, the spacecraft will fight to keep the antenna locked onto the Earth, and then finally, of course, it's going to lose, right? Because there's too much drag in the upper atmosphere of this giant planet, and we'll lose it forever.
That's going to be really exciting. So we've got a few seconds left here. Over this 13 years of orbiting Saturn, what do you think are the most significant discoveries that Cassini's made?
Well, I do think the moons really stand out, and I already mentioned Titan and Enceladus, right? I mean, we knew they're exciting, especially Titan, with its atmospheric, like rains and methane seas and, lakes all over the place. But Enceladus was really a surprise. I remember when one of the researchers of the Cassini spacecraft walked across the hall where I worked and basically said, guess what? Enceladus is spurting out water, and in that water are organics. Right? We just really didn't expect that. And so this Enceladus, which was, a kind of odd-looking thing, became really moved to the center of attention because of the fact that it has so many characteristics.
We're about to lose you here in just a moment. I hate to interrupt. We could talk for quite a while, but we'll look forward to what we're going to get tomorrow from its last few moments.
Yeah, I really look forward to it. Thanks.
Thank you.